like my dad. So Henry is, I was Christmas supposed to work with Harry. And with the 6th grade next, but he died young and so my dread. Daughter Mary also scary, Fender up to me. And this the first I had no kids, so Tudors are my remix. William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John, Boy.
We're just going to school now. Are you excited about your last day of school?
Yeah.
Yeah? What are you looking forward to the most about Christmas this year?
Not going to school.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. You just get.
Right, kids have been dropped off to school for the last day in 2020. They are so excited. They're really, really looking forward to having the Christmas break, simply because we have a lot of fun stuff planned for Christmas. But yesterday, I finally received one of my Black Friday purchases. So I decided to treat myself during Black Friday, and I went to Mafi Italy, it's an Italian boutique that specializes in creating couture style sewing patterns for couture houses across Europe. And they're slowly moving over to doing more PDF patterns as well. And the range has been increasing over the years. So I decided to treat myself, even though they didn't actually have a Black Friday sale, but I was like, oh, it's Black Friday, I'm going to get myself this. So they arrived. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a mix-up, which meant that they ended up with my neighbor 2 weeks ago, and I had to go yesterday to chase it up. But hey ho, never mind. Better late than never. But yeah, I got myself 4 Marfy patterns. So with Marfy, the patterns already come to you pre-cut according to your size, so you can only buy the one size. So I'm a size 42 with Marfy. I've made several of their patterns before. The drafting is outstanding, although I think that they do draft for a B cup size, at most a small C, and I'm kind of like a bit of a B slash C. I'm quite small busted, basically. But yeah, I think that their sizing was spot on. The pattern paper that they use is called onion paper, which is what couture houses are supposed to use, apparently. But I love it. And they folded. This is where I got the idea for how to store my traced out patterns, because this is the pattern all folded up with the details at the front. Although the onion paper is so fine, it doesn't actually need the paper clips to keep it. So all 4 of these, right, are dresses. I love dresses, guys. I love dresses because dresses are so easy to wear compared to separates. And I think separates can work if you've got a really great sense of style and coordination and everything in your wardrobe goes together. But for me, because I'm all over the place, not just a little bit, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm all over the place when it comes to style. I haven't been able to narrow myself down to one very specific style. But with dresses, I can just put on a dress and the outfit is complete. Whereas with separates, I have to be like, oh, does this go together? Does this go together? And all that. So I do love dresses for how easy they are to wear. And it's the same with jumpsuits as well. Jumpsuits are easy to wear because you just wear the one thing and then you're sort of covered and you're sorted. But yeah, so the Marfy ones, they also come with these labels which say designed in Italy. I'm not going to use them because I've got my own. But yeah, these are fantastic. So today is Friday. It's the last day before we get into full-on Christmas mode with all of the Christmas activities. And it's really the last day that I have to get some stuff done in a quiet environment. So today I'm going to do my Birthday January 2021 browse through, get my pens and my sticky notes and record that. And then I'm also going to record my final fabric haul for the year. I've got quite a few lovely, lovely fabrics that I want to share on there. And if there is time, actually get some sewing done. Oh, I'm also going to do a Christmas sewing plans video as well. Because now that I'm done with all the birthday celebrations, I can actually get down to doing some Christmas sewing, and I need to get that. I've just got about a week to get those done. So that's going to be my day, and also working on some blog posts. I've completely neglected my blog over the last couple of weeks, so I need to get some blog posts worked on and scheduled. And it's pizza day. Today it's individual pizzas, so it's just going to be about getting the dough ready on time. Okay, so hang out with me for more Vlogmasy stuff. I also just wanted to quickly share about the lactase supplement that I use, because I got a few questions about that. I actually use this Nature's Best lactase enzyme, and its concentration is 9,000, providing 9,000 FCC, and it's one of the highest lactase enzyme concentration supplements that you can get. And this has been really, really amazing for me, because in February 2020, I did a carnivore elimination diet where I basically eliminated all plant, all dairy, and I was just eating just meat and eggs. Yeah, so meat and eggs, and that was it. And the thing that I discovered was that I was lactose intolerant, because my breathing was amazing, my sleep, and I no longer had this feeling of, things being bumped up in here. And I just felt a lot better. And then after I finished the carnivore diet, because I was only doing it for a very specific set amount of time. It's an elimination diet, right? And when I got back to eating dairy, and dairy used to be a really big component of my diet. So I love cheese. I love cheese, and a cream as well. I love butter, milk churned butter. And when I got back to eating those, even in small amounts, I was getting massive reactions. And it was quite gutting to actually realize that I am, in fact, lactose intolerant. And one of the things that happened when I was on carnivore was that my skin looked absolutely amazing. I didn't have any spots at all. My skin was just amazing. And the moment I started taking dairy again, I started getting the spots and what have you. So the question was, do I give up dairy? Of course not. I'm not going to give up cheese. I'm not going to give up Roquefort cheese and Camembert and Brie. I'm not going to do that. So I started looking at getting lactase supplementation, because we also discovered around that time that my son also has a lactose intolerance, and he's got eczema. And the moment we cut out dairy, his eczema completely... the moment that we cut out dairy for him, so during one of the half terms, we decided to experiment by cutting out dairy completely and seeing how that goes. His eczema completely cleared, because he had eczema, really bad eczema around his mouth and around his neck, completely cleared. And so we realized that he was also lactose intolerant. But it turns out something like 80% of the human population is lactose intolerant, because we're not meant to drink cow's milk, because a cow has got 4 stomachs to digest, a calf has got 4 stomachs to digest the milk. So it kind of makes sense that that's not supposed to be for us, and we need assistance to digest it. And so we started taking the lactase supplementation, and my husband as well realized that he was lactose intolerant. And because you just kind of have milk throughout your life, you don't realize how much it actually impacts you until you cut out all of the things that have the dairy. That's when you realize that, it's constantly causing this low-level inflammation in the background. So I started taking these. Before that, I started with the ones I think that were 4,000 FCC. And even then, I was still getting some of the reactions that I get with any dairy product. But these ones are banging. So every time I'm about to take anything that has got dairy, or anything that I suspect has got dairy, I just pop one of these in, and it reduces the lactose intolerance. And these have just been the best. So I always make sure that I've got at least 3 or 4 of these lying around, because especially during the festive season where there's things like clotted cream, and lots of butter and all that, I am taking this quite a lot. So yeah, highly recommend these ones. They're from Nature's Best, and that's where I get all of my other supplementation, as well, my vitamin D and my omegas and my vitamin C and zinc that I take on a regular basis for immune support and for, you know, internal health and things like that. But yeah, so that's my lactose intolerance story, which kind of doesn't fit in with Vlogmas, but there we go. Vlogmas is pretty random sometimes. So another thing that I purchased recently was a 50s style underskirt on eBay. And that was to do with that walkaway dress, the butterick walkaway vintage 50s dress that I wanted to make. And I ordered the wrong size. And in preparation for wearing it, I had ordered a 50s petticoat, because you get those for about £5 on eBay. And I just didn't have the time or the willpower to try and make my own. So first of all, sourcing the fabric and then doing all of that massive gathering. So I was like, and I wasn't sure whether I would like it or not. So I decided to buy it off of eBay to try it out. And I received it a couple of weeks ago, but I hadn't worn it because I didn't have anything that was suitable for it. But because today I'm wearing my Christmas skirt, which is a gathered skirt, I decided to put it on, and it works perfectly. So this is the poofiest thing I've ever worn. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, no. Okay, how can we get this camera angle to work? There we go. And it's it's got 1 and 2 layers, and then it's got like a skirty layer. And the upper bit here, it's stretch fabric. And ta-da! So it does give it the look that I wanted. So yeah, that was another sort of Black Friday purchase as well, which I'm kind of excited about trying out some more 50s style patterns, because I have the structure, the thing that will provide the structure for that type of garment. Anyway, off to work now. Speak of the devil. So earlier I was talking about the skirt that the underskirt that I bought. This has arrived in the post. I wasn't expecting it to come so early because Royal Mail has been very slow with deliveries. But yeah, this is actually, I can confirm that I did in fact order the correct size. So 2021, I'm going to be making myself a walkaway dress that I'll be able to use my poofy skirt on. I feel like everything is coming together now. Yeah. So I'm finding that after I've been sitting down for quite a while, this petticoat, the underskirt, is very interesting because then it goes really flat, and I have to do like a so that I can get it to poof out again at the back. But yeah, it's an interesting experience. It makes me think beyond seeing all of those pretty vintage pictures of the women wearing the vintage dresses, how when you're sitting down, every time I sit down, I kind of have to do a before I place myself, but it's fun.
I've braided it all out here and it's like washed completely.
Oh wow.
I used my nail set and I used some of Artie's on my toenails.
You did your toenails as well. Oh wow. You might also have to do mummy's because mummy's fingers are very plain. Right, so we've run out of the tomato sauce that we put on the pizza. So I'm making a fresh batch of tomato sauce. It normally lasts us about 2 to 3 pizza nights. And I'm just going to share with you the tomato sauce recipe that we have. It's something that has evolved over the past 6 years that we've been doing Friday pizza nights. It's pretty banging, even if I do say so myself. Obviously somewhere that you can mix it in. And I use a hand blender here to blend it all. Tomatoes, obviously, some salt, basil or basil, depending on where you are in the world, oregano or oregano, a little bit of chili powder just to give it a little bit of a kick, some onion powder, olive oil, and the final secret ingredient is Worcestershire sauce as well as a drop or 2 of balsamic vinegar. This gives the sauce more depth. And then we also have some garlic, which I'll get up. Okay, so the other ingredient that makes this taste really delicious is garlic. You may be wondering why I'm holding it with an oven glove. It's because it's in the freezer. And this was from about 3 years ago when we had a bumper garlic crop. And so I did a lot of preserving with the garlic, did some pickling and all of that sort of stuff. And this is the one that has lasted the longest. And we basically pulsed the garlic to make it into a garlic puree, mixed it with a little bit of olive oil, and we froze it. And so every time we want to use it, we just get it out of the freezer, pop it open, use a knife. Oh, it's beautiful. This was a French garlic variety called Provence White, and it's just really good flavor. And this was the best way to preserve it. And we've been using this for 3 years now. We are nearly out of it, which means that we're going to have to do another big garlic harvest. But yeah, this is the garlic that we're using for the sauce. It's really unscientific how I get it out. So I literally get a knife and I do like a stabbing motion. Just like that. And so I get the flakes. And I do that until I estimate about 2 tablespoons of garlic. Okay, now it's all melted. Oh, I love the smell of garlic. Love it. All right, so what we're going to do is 1 can of chopped tomatoes. A half a teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of oregano or oregano, 1 tablespoon of basil. If you want an extra kick to it, just knife edge of chili powder. Okay, we're gonna put in some Worcestershire sauce, and we just need a half a teaspoon of Worcester sauce. And this adds a lovely umami flavor. A splash of balsamic vinegar.
I have not.
Oh, a tablespoon of olive oil. A tablespoon of tomato puree. The puree is only optional, but it does give it more color. There you go. Right, that's it. And then all we do is just blitz it. And that's it. Boom. This is such a delicious sauce. So good. Okay, and then we just put it into a Tupperware container, and it will live in the fridge in between pizza nights. And we find that the taste gets better with time. So by the time we get to like week 2 or week 3, the flavors have really matured, and it's even more gorgeous tasting, as if that were possible. Okay, so that's the pizza sauce done. Pizzas are proving in the oven, and we're gonna get everybody together to do their own pizzas. But this is so lovely. It reminds me of gazpacho, except for it's not quite as chunky as gazpacho, but it's got all of those flavors from the onion and the garlic. And it really is what makes homemade pizza so amazing. Today for the individual pizza night, because my husband is having some sort of a virtual Christmas party, and yeah, so it's just going to be me and the kiddos doing the pizzas whilst he's doing his virtual Christmas party that has been going on since about 3 o'clock with beer. So I don't know how they do in office Christmas do online. Okay, so for toppings today, we've got bacon, we've got ham, sweet corn, sweet red pepper, mushrooms, jalapenos, Yorkshire blue, in case anybody wants some Yorkshire blue, onions, and hot pepperoni. Right, let's get this party started.
Dada, I've got captain on the transport.